They have a different kind of scope of work and a different wheelhouse that they work into. There's some overlap for sure. And Afghanistan definitely tested the Navy SEALs as far as how they handle that kind of environment, which Green Berets kind of thrive in,
Mm-hmm.
but they did their part. They did well. They're just not meant for that, Navy SEALs. So that's why I decided to go into the Army and trial for Special Forces. But before I actually made that commitment, I applied to Blackwater.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So, because I was like, okay, like contractors are making good money
Oh, yeah, they
right
were.
now.
Yeah.
So, I did 45-day interview process with Blackwater, and I finally got an offer letter for $186,000 tax free.
Oh, yeah.
A
Good
year in
money.
Iraq.
Back
So
then, that's a lot of money.
that's a lot of money. Hundreds. And well, I'm
It's
also
still,
an E5 out of the Marine Corps.
shoot.
You go from E5 payout into 186,000 tax free.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 months on, 1 month off. So you're in Iraq for 9 months and you're home for 3. But I almost took it. I almost accepted it, but then I thought about it, and I was thinking about like the Special Forces route, and I was thinking about like how Blackwater, what they did over there in Iraq, and they're just QRF, and they do their own kind of thing, but they didn't have their own QRF. That's the problem. They didn't have their own quick reaction force. They didn't have their own support like they do now. Like
Yeah.
when Blackwater gets hit in Iraq, they're on their own.
That's it. Yeah.
They just better hope that there's some U.S. military unit nearby that can react to them. But otherwise, they're on their own. So I was like, why would I put my life on the line for that?
Hmm.
I get the money's good, but like I still want to come home. I got kids, I'm married and stuff. So I wanted to come back. So I decided to go the Army route and go try out for Special Forces.
Mm-hmm.
And you would know because you were a recruiter.
Yeah.
But he gave me good advice. He said, get to Stewart, and as soon as you get there, go to the SF recruiter's office and sign your volunteer statement so you can get your date for selection.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds too easy to be true, but I took the risk.
How so? Though he kept that hate throughout the time.
The whole time I was there? Yeah, man, he put me on CQ all the time. He made me like, spend the night, duty, like CQ's like 24-hour duty
Right.
for some of you guys that don't know. So you're staying there at the company, answering phone calls or just
All
staying
night.
there all night. And so he did that because he was like, well, since you're going to go be a Green Beret, these guys are actually going to go to combat and they need to spend time with their families. And I was like, you know what, First Sergeant, like, you're absolutely right. These guys should spend time with their families. I'll take all the CQs you want to give me, And so that's what I did. I spent the next 2 months pulling CQ all the time so that, these guys could have some home time before they take off. I was okay with that. But I made some of the best friends in those short 4 months that I was at Fort Stewart. In fact, friends that I stay in touch with. Fort Stewart was 18 years ago, 19 years ago. Yeah, it really is. October, November class is the best one because it's cold enough. It's not cold enough where you're just like sucking the whole time, but it's cool enough to keep you cool because you know how hot we get doing all those things. But it keeps your body cool. So yeah, best time. Okay, I almost said it backwards. But it's a survival school. It teaches Green Berets how to understand, how to evade and what that implies, and hide sites and stuff like that, and not building fires. So like, they don't smell the smoke, but also how to actually forage for yourself, how to hunt, build snare traps and stuff like that so you can eat. So I spent a lot of time picking wild onions out of the North Carolina grounds and just eating raw onions. But then I got sick of it. I got sick of that. I got sick of like tree bark soup. I got sick of eating termites out of dead logs. And we came up across like some conventional Army unit that was also training around that area.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun was about to set. And we were like, bro, these guys have MREs in there. Like they have MREs. They probably even have protein shakes. Like if we get lucky, they might have protein
M&Ms,
shakes.
all that stuff.
I'm telling you. So we were like, let's wait for it to get dark and then let's sneak in there and steal some stuff. And that's what we did. We waited for the sun to go down, and we snuck in there, and we stole 2 boxes of MREs and like one packet or one thing of Gatorade, and that was we took off. And we also did that because we were desperate. We hadn't eaten for the last 3 days, and we knew that we were about to get captured basically the next day. So we were like, let's just stuff our faces because who knows what we're gonna eat next. So that was one cool story.